She didn't click, she didn't scroll, she didn't compare. She just asked. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that future might be quite far away. I'm here to tell you I really don't believe that it's that far. And there's 3 key reasons as to why. The first is the evolving customer. Customers are changing, and their behaviour is changing, where customers are becoming more conversational. The questions they ask are more intent-driven, conversational in nature, richer in context. Really interestingly, speaking to the likes of Google, 15% of Google searches every day are completely brand new. Think about that for a moment. 15% of people every day are asking queries that have never been asked before. Take that alongside the fact that people are now trusting AI, you're starting to see the likes of search have an impact. People are trusting AI overviews more, which is naturally having an impact on traffic to websites. 60% of searches now end without a click to the website. And as a result, organic web traffic has gone down. So this is where we really start to think about the experience. Customers and the conversation between the brand and the customer is going to be key in the future. The second step, maturing technology. Tech and AI firms have placed their billion-dollar bet, and it's on AI. They're going to continue investing into this technology to build towards the physical and digital infrastructure that we need to power this agentic future we've probably all been to talk to you about today. Even this week, OpenAI have basically come out and said they spent a trillion on compute power to drive those foundational models that they're building. So we're starting to see the investment. And then the last part is around the commercialization. Well, what does this look like in the future? Money talks and the direction is really clear. AI is going to become a commercial channel. We're already seeing it. Long gone are the days of SEO, where you're just trying to get to the top of the Google page button. How are you actually going to start communicating with your customers? And we're starting to see that customers will move from awareness to purchase in one single conversational step. Only last week in the US, OpenAI announced that they were rolling out instant checkout. That's a profound impact on organizations. If your brand isn't being mentioned, you're missing part of the conversation. So it's really easy to take a step back and think, pretty exhausting, right? Feels like whack-a-mole. Every new type of experience comes in. How am I going to manage it all? How do I cater for these new experiences? One size doesn't fit all, and now it all has suddenly got bigger. So it's really, really tempting for leaders to hesitate. But really, it's not the time. It's the time to really act and start to think, well, how can I build towards this future now? And that's where I think you'll find the next part really interesting. Because whilst leaders can start to hesitate, people like Alex aren't waiting. Vodafone are already proving, already experimenting, already trialing new experiences. And Alex can tell you a bit more about that.
So this is Perplexity. 8 weeks ago, we gave it one prompt. Find a market-beating SIM. Buy it. It goes onto the Vodafone website. It can't find it. It's already trawled the internet. It knows it needs to be about £22. It then opens our chatbot, talks to our chatbot, still doesn't get what it wants, and then speaks to an agent on web chat for 4 minutes and 21 seconds, and gets the deal. The agent has no idea it's speaking to a bot. Everything Stephen has just told you is already here. I took this in to see my CEO 2 weeks ago. We, the people in this room, are now responsible for that shock and awe moment with our boards. They are never going to do this at home on their own. If we can't change our brands our customers are just going to find other companies to buy from. So for us, I believe GenAI is the future customer. Every single person in this room is going to find their AI assistant, be it ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the others out there, and you're going to ask it questions like, my iPhone is coming up to its upgrade cycle, and it will already know you chose a blue one last year, you like a 1 terabyte memory, it knows how much data consumption you're using, and it is going to find it at the best possible price in the time window that you set it. So if you say, I'd like it in 8 weeks' time, please, it's running up to Christmas, it's going to buy it from anywhere in the world. That is going to happen. What do I have to do? I need to make sure you find Vodafone Three in the UK. How am I going to take all of those Google searches that I've spent years making us visible and put that into every AI assistant that you want to use? I can't have a ChatGPT strategy standalone. I can't have a Gemini strategy. I have to think about what each of them needs, be it long-form content. My website needs to be crawlable. The awards we get have to be on there. Which newspapers am I talking to? How am I taking that newspaper and putting it into our site and saying, we've just noticed that this newspaper has put us top for Black Friday deals. That is how I'm going to become discoverable. It's a new way of working. Customer identity. We all know that customer fraud is going to become a bigger problem. I sell loans. So in the UK, you purchase your handset, your phone, your device by having a loan, a financial loan. So I have a financial conduct authority, regulator, big bank regulator, I'm a phone company. That's the level of customer protection I've got to do. And if you want to purchase in ChatGPT, funnily enough, you're going to need to identify as a Vodafone customer. How do I build the identification platform between what I have today and where you want to buy in the future? And then finally, payment. We have our own payment platform. We've built it. It's great. It's not going to work for the future. Every single person in this room will want to use their Apple Wallet, their Google Wallet, and the equivalents of those over time. I've got to launch all of those payment platforms into our experience so that when you are in ChatGPT purchasing your phone, that it already knows you want to upgrade. Not only are you found, but you can also purchase. And all of this is done because you asked. You didn't type, you didn't scroll, you just asked. So all of this experience has to be underpinned by conversation. And I have to be able to converse with you. That's the big bit. So, what have we done? Stephen's already said, I didn't hesitate. We all know this is coming, that's why we're all here. We have built, over 2 years ago, an initial proof of concept, our little VOXi chatbot. VOXi is one of our sub-brands. None of you will know it, I suspect. It's a little sub-brand, proof of concept. Built a little LLM, and it talks to our customers. They don't really know it's a chatbot. But we trialled it on a really small customer base. 2 years later, as this technology is developed, we're now talking about retiring our primary chatbot, the one that stops all of our customers getting into our contact centres, and we're going to try replacing it with a tool like this. This is an LLM. This is how our customers are going to talk to us. When you go and ask a question like, oh, my broadband's not working. At the moment on the Vodafone Three website, you get 52,000 responses, none of which will help you because our content is a mess. So we've had to restructure our content to underpin this. This is what customers want. They want a YouTube video to help them plug in their router. They want an immediate answer. They then want to ask another question. They don't want that little button that says, has this article helped you? No, it didn't help me. I need to keep asking questions. That is what we've built today. It is live today, and it took 3 months. So, before I hand back to Stephen, my piece of advice. 1, shock and awe your boards. They have to buy into the reason we're all sat here. Otherwise, an investment for our brands is going to stop in channels like this. They don't understand it, they're not using it, they haven't even downloaded ChatGPT on their phones yet. That's our job. And number 2, don't hesitate. We'll be too late. Steve.
And that takes us to thinking about the takeaways. What are the 5 things that we think you should do now? Number 1, start with the end in mind. Be bold. Scan where your customers are going and point your compass that way. 2, really start to think about how do I get started? Get something into production, something I can get results from. Speed over perfection, because you'll learn. And it's exactly what we did with the VOXi chatbot that Alex mentioned. We learned how to put the guardrails around this. We learned how to expose it to customers. We even learned about things like prompt injections. Number 3, I talked to you about how important your brand's going to become in these new AI channels like ChatGPT. There are 4 billion queries each week around products and advice. So if your brand isn't being mentioned, you're missing out. So run an audit, benchmark how you are performing against your competitors. Number 4, we just talked about how important conversation is, and it's the medium that your customers will communicate with you and their AI agents. So how are you building a platform for that? And then lastly, team. Upskill, hire, outsource, repeat. Start building those foundations for excellence in the future. So, imagine a world where Sarah just asks, are you prepared to be the answer? Thank you.